You have sent many CVs to many Canadian employers and you have received zero response till date. So now you're probably wondering why your CV that you have been sending to Canadian employers isn't getting any responses. It's frustrating, I know, but what if I told you your CV might be the problem? Your CV is likely missing key details that Canadian employers want to see. And this problem is easy to fix, and that's what I'm here to do. So stay tuned to find out exactly how to write a Canadian style CV that grabs attention and that can get you the job. All right, you're looking to land a job in Canada. Maybe you've applied to a few already, or even dozens of jobs, but it feels like your applications are going into a black hole. You've checked everything, your experience, your qualifications, and even your LinkedIn profile. Everything looks okay. But here is the thing. Your CV or your resume, as they call it in Canada, might be the very thing holding you back. Don't worry, I've got you. In this video, I'm breaking down step by step how to create a Canadian style CV that will make employers to notice you. We'll talk about the different types of CVs, what to include, what not to include, and how to structure it to stand out. Please don't forget to like this video for YouTube to show it to more people. Okay, let's jump in. You see, in different parts of the world, CVs look different. The structure, the details, and even what's considered impressive can change from one country to another. A CV that works well in your home country might not have the same effect in Canada. For example, did you know that Canadian employers don't really care about your photo on your CV? In fact, it could work against you. And don't even get me started on those overly long CVs of 6 to 7 pages filled with unnecessary information. Employers here want something that is to the point. They skim, they do not read. Think about it. If a hiring manager is going through 100 CVs in a day, are they really going to read all that text? No! That's why you need to grab their attention fast and keep it. This video is going to solve that problem for you. Okay, so let's get into the meat of this. If you are ready to land a job in Canada, you have got to write a CV that speaks their language, figuratively and literally. Now, here is how you do it step by step. Step number 1, start with the right format. There are 2 main types of CVs that work well in Canada, the chronological CV and the functional CV. The chronological CV is where you list your work history in reverse order with your most recent job first. This is perfect if you've got consistent job experience that is relevant to the role you're applying for. The functional CV, on the other hand, focuses on your skills and achievements, which can be great if you're switching careers or you don't have a lot of direct experience in the job that you're applying for. Now, here is the first mistake that a lot of people make. They try to combine these 2 formats. Please don't do that. Pick one and stick to it. If you're not sure, the chronological CV is usually the safer bet for most job seekers. Step number 2, personal information, but keep it simple. The top of your CV should have your name, phone number, and email address. That's it. Don't add your photo, date of birth, or even your marital status. In Canada, this information is considered irrelevant and could open the door to bias. So skip it, don't add it. Oh, and one more thing, use a professional email address. I've seen people applying for jobs with emails like coolguy123@gmail.com. Please don't do this. Stick to something simple and professional, maybe like your first and last name. So for me, it will be something like sheyi.obasi@gmail.com or sheyiobasi@gmail.com. Something simple and professional like that is great. Now we are on step number 3. Write a strong professional summary. Think of this as your elevator pitch. You want to sum up who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you're looking for in 2 to 3 sentences max. This is one of the first things the employer will see, so make it count. For example, you could say, a dedicated marketing professional with over 5 years of experience in digital advertising, specializing in SEO and content creation, seeking to bring my expertise in growing brand visibility and engagement to XYZ company. Don't make it about what you want. Make it about what you can offer to the employer. Make it about the value that you're bringing to the table. Let that first 2 to 3 sentences show them why they should consider you and not all the others who are also applying. Now we are on to step number 4, showcase your work experience. This is where you outline your previous jobs. But here's the thing, Canadian employers want to see results, not just responsibilities. Instead of saying something like responsible for managing social media accounts, you should say something like increased social media engagement by 40% over 6 months by implementing targeted strategies. Do you see the difference? One is vague and the other is very concrete and directed. Every job description should include your title, the company name, the dates you worked there, and a few bullet points describing your key achievements. Keep it short and sweet, ideally not more than 5 bullet points per job. Step number 5, don't forget your skills section. In Canada, the skills section matters. This is where you list out the tools, the technologies, or the soft skills that are relevant to the job. But please be specific. Instead of good communicator, you can say excellent verbal and written communication skills, fluent in English and French. And instead of Microsoft Office, list out specific programs like proficient in Microsoft Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. This is a very important tip, so listen attentively, please. Read the job description and use the same keywords in your skills section. A lot of companies use applicant tracking systems or the ATS to scan CVs, so matching the language of the job ad can help you get through that first round. If you don't get through, your CV will not move an inch and you will not get any interviews. So please take note of this point. Step number 6, education and certifications. List your highest level of education first and include any relevant certifications. If you're applying for a job in a regulated profession like healthcare or engineering, make sure to include any certifications or licenses you have that are recognized in Canada. Another important tip, if you've taken any courses or workshops that are relevant to the job, mention those too. Continuous learning is highly valued by Canadian employers. Step number 7, tailor your CV to each job. I know it's tempting to send the same CV to 50 different job postings. Like fiam, fiam, fiam. It is simple, right? And it is faster. But this is the thing. Employers can tell that it is a generic CV that you have sent to them. So take the time to tweak your CV for each role. It's not about rewriting the whole CV, but just make small changes like adjusting your professional summary or emphasizing different skills. This can make a big difference for you. Now that we've gone over what you should do, let's talk about what you shouldn't do. These mistakes could be costing you interviews. Mistake number 1, too much information. Don't overload your CV with irrelevant details. Just stick to the key points. If it's not directly related to the job, leave it out. Mistake number 2, forgetting to proofread. One typo can be all it takes to land your CV in the ignore pile. Double check for spelling and grammar mistakes before you submit your CV. Check, sleep, come and check again. Please make sure that there's not a single typo in your CV before you submit it. Mistake number 3 is making your CV too long. In Canada, employers want concise CV, ideally not longer than 2 or 3 pages. If your CV is stretching beyond that, you're probably including too much information. However, if you have important information that stretches it beyond 3 pages, please include it. The 3 pages is just a suggestion. Mistake number 4 is using an unprofessional tone in your CV. Don't make your CV sound like a personal blog. Keep it professional, but also approachable. Now, here is where everything ties together. I'm going to just tie everything together in terms of what you should do, what you shouldn't do, things you should include, and things you shouldn't include in your CV that you're sending to Canadian employers for jobs in Canada. So imagine that your CV is in front of a hiring manager. You have crafted a clear, concise, and Canadian-style CV that highlights your strengths and your experience. The hiring manager glances at it, and instead of tossing it aside like the dozens of others, they pause. Why? Because your CV stands out. It is clear, professional, and it speaks their language. You're not just another applicant. You're exactly what they're looking for. This is exactly what you want, right? If it is, then please follow everything that I've said before about creating your CV and stick to all those do's and don'ts that I mentioned. So when they are seeing all those rubbish CV and they come across your own, they'll be like, wow, this is different. And that's going to make them stop. So you want your CV to be a scroll stopper, so to speak. It should be a CV check-in stopper so that an employer pays attention and begin to look at your qualification and see if they can call you for an interview, because that's what you want. You need to go beyond CV to interview. So there you have it, a step-by-step guide to writing a Canadian style CV that will get you noticed by employers. Remember, it's all about being concise, showing results, and tailoring your CV to the job you want. You've got the skills. Now it's time to show them off in the right way inside your CV. Now that you have worked on your CV, I believe you will start to see results. Let's try it out and see. Use your newly tailored CV to apply to jobs in these two permanent residence provincial nomination programs in Canada. I want to hear your results. I wish you the best. Don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you always be the first to get notified when we post these beautiful videos about Canada immigration. Make sure to check out these two videos before you go and make sure that you also apply. I wish you all the best and I'm hoping to talk to you in the next one. You take care now and bye.